Book talk made me buy it. Welcome back to my nightmare. Today we're going to be talking real quick about 2 books that I purchased because it occurred to me that I showed you a shopping video with one of the books and I have actually read it since. A little background on me, I actually don't read books a lot. I was that kid in middle school and high school that did the disassociating by overreading kind of thing, where you were that person that could finish the entire Harry Potter book in one day. Or you get sent home with your assignment. It's like read Dorian Gray in one afternoon, and then you have to spend 6 weeks learning it over and over again because everyone else reads really slow and followed the assignment, which was actually only read a chapter. I don't like not knowing how things end. I don't know how people do that. I get sucked in. Even if it's bad, I want to know how it ends. So, that being said, I bought a book in Philadelphia because I actually kind of wondered. I read an awful lot of fan fiction. I can read fan fiction super fast, and I just plow through it. But I was having trouble getting into books again, somewhere in the mid-2000s, and I have a lot of theories over what happened. I lost my passion for reading. Deep down, I had a couple of male friends who made fun of consistently the types of things that I like to read, and they really kind of sucked the fun out of it for me. So I think that's kind of what happened. I'm not blaming them, but I am saying that their comments were really kind of, made me feel like what I read was cringy and I didn't read good books that were worth my time the way that they did. I have so many feelings on their books. But, yeah, so I just stopped reading. But it was really fun, to read fan fiction for me. And then they started to pick on me for that. And that's when I noped out of that situation. So I haven't read books in a long time. And I was in Giovanni's room and I saw One Last Stop, which I had seen on TikTok often, and a light went off in my head. I was like, maybe I read the fan fiction for the queer representation. I know a lot of queer and gender nonconforming writers write fan fiction, and they talk about their lived experiences, and perhaps that is what I was enjoying. Maybe I was enjoying seeing myself, in something. So I bought One Last Stop because it is a story between 2 female characters. And it took a little while for me to kind of pluck up the courage to read it because, again, I get a little anxious when I start a book because I'm like, I can kind of hear those people criticizing me in my head. And I have to say, I loved it. I couldn't put it down. It did only take me a day and a half to 2 days to read, I think. Someone is going to comment and be like, I talked to you, and I know it took you 2 days, not 1 day, but it was pretty quick to read. And it had a lot of elements that I really liked. It had a diverse cast. It had authentic queer experiences. It made me nostalgic for Philadelphia, which is where I used to live. Not New York City, because that's where the book takes place, but that city life. I really miss that sense of community. I'm actually going to link with Cindy below, because while I was thinking about making this video, I was I was watching other people's videos about this book. And I actually liked with Cindy's review of the book better. And I feel like you would be better served if you go over and you watch with Cindy's video, because I think that was so good. So I'll link that below. But yes, couldn't put it down. Absolutely loved it. And I was talking to Kira about it. She loves it as well. And I am coming from the perspective of a white person, and there is one of the main girls is Asian, so I'm coming at it from a non-Asian perspective, but it was so cute. I had one criticism, and it's not a criticism of this author. It's a criticism of this genre in general, and the romance genre in general, actually. So I am really excited. We're starting to get more sapphic books. We need more positive female relationships, we need more representation of, women falling in love and gender non-conforming people falling in love. Again, that's why I think I really liked to read fan fiction and stopped reading actual published books. But romance novels, and I'm sure I'm not the first person that said this, they have a tendency to be very young. Like, when you're it almost perpetuates this idea of like, if you haven't found your soulmate when you're 22, you're never gonna, which sucks a little. I'm turning, I'm more in the between of 35 and 40. Okay. So I'm getting there. And, you know, I would really like to believe that it's not hopeless for us old single people. So I kind of wish there were more representations of like people who are in their mid 30s and haven't figured it out. I understand that the coming of age, finding yourself actually is a big theme in here. I understand that that's something you associate with college students, and you associate with, you know, just fresh out of high school, just left mom for the first time, baby bird is out of the nest and finding themselves. And that is relevant. And there are a lot of you, and I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying, if you're writing something like that, maybe give me a lesbian relationship about people in their 40s and don't have it end with them dying with cancer. Okay. Like, could we just get a happy sapphic 40-year-old story, please? Cause I need one. If you have a recommendation for a book like that, and it must be happy and wholesome. I loved how wholesome this was. That was a critique I heard of this book, that it was a little too, you know, after school special, wholesome. And I actually liked that about it, because I feel that there is a huge trend in movies and media lately where things are just very action-packed and a little stressful. And I felt like this book was a hug. It was like a hug for my brain, and I liked it. I would like to be hugged more often in general. But yes, please, this is great. I loved it. Loved every second of it. I will give a shout out, however, and also offer a criticism, again with the romance novel genre. I really liked this one. Cat Sebastian, The Queer Principles of Kit Webb. I thought I was going to hate it. And then a couple chapters in, it actually is really cute. I was worried about getting something. So what happened is I finished One Last Stop, and I was like, I must read more LGBTQ books, because that was the problem. Like, I needed it. So I went immediately to Barnes and Noble and purchased this. I did not look at the author. So I went to Barnes and Noble and I was like, I need some gay books. And she went, I got you. And she handed me this. And this was one of I bought like 4 books that day. There were more, but I picked 4. She was amazing. Shout out to that lady that helped me at the Barnes and Noble in Frederick, because that was amazing. I have anxiety attacks when I go into bookstores, so I actually don't go into bookstores a lot because of past trauma. But yeah, I was having a panic attack, and she helped a lot. So yeah, so I bought this. I didn't realize it was Cat Sebastian. Now, I've always wanted to read a Cat Sebastian book, but I look at the covers and they make me cringe. They make me cringe a little, which is not her fault, because they're just, you know, the romance covers, the same kind of romance covers, but instead of like a girl with her shirt hanging open and a guy dressed in a kilt, it's, you know, 2 guys dressed in a kilt. So like, usually that's what hers look like. And I loved the cute art on this, and I wish that they would go back and like re-release all her books in this format. Not only that, but I sometimes kind of have a little trouble, getting kind of older, with like my eyes and holding books. And this is so big. Look how big this is, and soft. You know, you're not trying to like bend open this tiny little romance novel. You've got this nice big book that's soft. It looks easy to like. I want the Bridgerton books. I think the Bridgerton books are doing this. I think the new releases look like this. I just want all romance novel. Like, give me Georgette Hires like this. Oh wait, my Georgette Hires are like this. You know what I mean. Anyway, if she could just release all her books again like this, I would be so excited. Like, I would be so happy. Because it was just a delight to read. and I really enjoyed her writing. She was funny, and again, read kind of like a fan fiction a little bit in that it was a engaging story about, you know, gay men, and honestly, it was awesome. But I wish all of her books were like this, just mostly because of just how big and easy it is to hold. I think it would be nice if all romance novels were like this. But that's just a me thing. I think that the people were a little older in this one, but they were still early 20s, early 30s. Yeah, it was great. Give it a shot. I enjoyed it wholeheartedly. Spider is my favorite character. Anyway, if you like this video, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. One of the things I'm going to try to remember to do between now and editing this video is to make sure that I also link that bookshop website. If you buy your books from it, it helps support indie books, indie book companies. I really didn't want to buy that book from Barnes & Noble, but I didn't know, I was looking for something else and I didn't know where to go. And I thought Barnes & Noble was the only one that would have it. In real life, I would like to go to other bookstores in my area. There's Second in Charles and Hagerstown, which is, you know, amazing. There's the Curious Iguana in Frederick, which is amazing. And then also the Midtown Scholar, where Kira and I went dressed as Aziraphale and Crowley, and none of them knew who we were. So make sure you're supporting your indie bookstores this holiday season. And if you need to escape your family or escape a personal tragedy that is happening to you and you're in the third act of it and you just need to exit stage left real quick for a couple minutes, just for a breather, make sure to check out One Last Stop and The Queer Principles of Kit Webb, because they are actually really good books and I enjoyed them. That being said, I'll see you next time. Oh, I'm so sorry. How could I forget to remind you? Drink water, take your vitamins, eat a snack, take a nap, take care of yourself, text a friend, tell them what you thought of this book, and I'll see you next time. Bye!